6:45, you know,
Something like that,
there.
but she's saying they have to sign up by that. I didn't want to have to leave work early and then sit here a half hour waiting for us to start a meeting.
Well,
I just wanted to make sure they got in, were able to sign up.
Well, I mean, 15 minutes before. Right, it's not, so it's 6 a dozen, you know, 6, you know, half dozen another. So if we add that, then we're still getting what we want, which is what we've been hearing from the citizens, that they can't talk about what they wanna talk about if it's not on the agenda.
So you're saying, let's say, 10, we're not just talking regular council meeting, so 15 minutes prior to the start of anything.
Yeah.
That way, we're not asking people to leave earlier, or have to find a sitter for an extra half hour.
Right, right. Thank you, Ms. Luston.
If you can shorten my, what Ray's resolution is, I'm sorry. 3 minutes, they can speak on any subject, sign up, 10 minutes, they have to sign up by, before.
15 minutes before, startup committee.
Okay.
So if they get here, they get here, then that gives some deference to our, you know, to our residents. We just want everyone to be heard, and at this point, what we've been experiencing, I know personally, I've been experiencing is, no one will hear us, or we don't have an avenue to be heard, and we need to make sure we knock that ball down, you know, indubitably, because we need to set it. So thank you, Ms. Buster, that was a great suggestion.
And then you only get one shot at it, though. You can't give me a sign up 10, one person can't sign up 10 spots, you only get one spot per day.
One person can only speak for 3 minutes. All right, try me, is that good?
That's the motion, what's that second?
I'll second that thing.
I got a motion and a second. Excuse me. You got,
Adopt an ordinance for the citizens desiring to speak.
resolution.
Resolution for citizens desiring to speak, to sign up, to speak on any topic of their choosing, up to 15 minutes before the start time of the meeting.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Yeah. On any topic. Yes.
Okay, I was just trying to make sure you got.
I have 3 minutes down here, but I didn't
Okay,
put it in order.
okay.
Yeah, I knew you did.
Okay, I got a motion and a second,
Yes.
please.
Okay, trustee councilmember Cannon. Yes. Trustee councilmember Fair.
Yes.
Trustee councilmember Williams. Yes. Chairman, Mayor Calvin.
Yeah. Okay, 8.3 on our, we got a lot of agenda items, so we'll try some of these, hopefully we can move through relatively quickly here. 8.3, resolution to open municipal retirement fund for District 6, trustee position. And in your package, there were, I think there was about six people that were running for that. You know, that's an optional deal if the council wants to nominate someone, but it's not a requirement. It just, I think it has to be by, the resolution has to be done by August 3rd.
Oh, okay, so we're on the timeline.
So, and it's not a hard fast deal. We choose not to divorce somebody, it's not.
Move this to move it down to the last of these items, out of order.
If you want to.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's see here.
Now we're on 8.4.
8.4, resolution ordinance relating to providing 911 service during the calendar year of 2022. This is just, saying that we're going to be a part of the 911 service system.
Make the motion.
Got a motion, can I get a second, please?
I second.
We got a motion and a second to approve 8.4. Can I get a vote, please?
Trustee councilmember Kennedy.
Yes.
Trustee councilmember Fair. Trustee
Councilmember Williams,
Yes.
Chairman Mandel.
Yes. 8.5, this is to, the contract between the city of Smith and Midwest City Municipal Authority for the household hazardous waste disposal. That's just the contract that for Midwest City will accept our hazardous waste, oil.
Do we have a minimum and maximum thing that's in charge? That was what
I
Elvis
think
said
it's,
before.
I think it was $70. I think that,
Per,
when I looked at it, it was, 70. It's in your
I
packet.
didn't see them.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it was.
So this is still,
Mrs. Silly,
Only before, only this waste management that you all are voting on, the minimum is $70. The thing about that waste management agreement that you all have been doing for I don't know how long, the citizens come up here, and I know we talk about money, we're in control, the citizens come and they get what's called a $10 dump coupon. They pay for a $10 dump coupon. They take their hazardous waste, and they take it to Midwest City. The Midwest City turns around and sends the city an invoice for $270, $300 and whatever dollars that it costs for 1 or 2 people to go and dump their hazardous waste, that they're only paying $10 for. But they're paying $10 for a dump coupon, but we're paying for them to dump their waste.
well, and I think I know how it happened.
I don't know.
Well, we didn't have one at all, and a lot of cities have it built into their contract where the citizens don't have to pay anything. One time a year, they get to take their hazardous waste, and we had it here. We used to bring it to the fire department, take your hazardous waste, and they would take it, so that people didn't just dump their fuel and their oil and paint thinner, old poisons. They had a place to get rid of it, which we want. We want to have clean water dispenser, and we want to make sure that people are not being put in a terrible position of cost. So we went ahead and we looked into a city deal, and they said, at the time we looked at it, no, it was we couldn't charge Spencer over a certain flat rate. So that's why I asked that. There wasn't, at the end of the year, they weren't supposed to go over a certain amount, and I think, I didn't notice they'd gone to that high.
They're not
It's,
doing it.
it's not a flat rate that we pay for the year, we pay as each person goes and does.
Per person,
Per person.
okay, so they take their $10, coupon up there, and then they
If they got 100 and something pounds, they dump it, we don't pay for it.
you're gonna pay, wow.
Well, the city.
The city
don't
will,
pay
right.
anything, no.
Well, we're paying.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
But I do think it's a good service, and
I mean, it's a good service,
Right, but I wanna make sure that we're not being overcharged.
well,
Not on
we're
that.
charged per individual. One person their invoice might be $70, the next person's might be $150, the next person's might be $35. It's per person.
So it's
not
based on
flat
the
rate.
volume of what they take
It's
up there?
based on the volume.
Based on the
So
volume.
that's what needs to
So
be
we should
changed.
establish something.
That way, we don't pay a flat rate for the year. No.
Okay, so we do probably, I mean, what's the, how can we get
Page 2 of the agreement has a process.
So then, yeah, I'm sorry.
Page 2 has a process.
Page 2 of the agreement.
Yes,
I think that's what it changed, though. It used to be every citizen got a coupon, and it was a limit of you only could take 4 cans of something.
Oh, no.
And that maybe was where it got changed. Because that,
so now it's like pounds, so 36.5, less than 6.5 equal to that.
it was to make sure that the citizens, the individuals, and landowners, you can do it, but the contractor couldn't come in and live out here and then run up our city bill, so that the city debt and the citizens debt continues to go up. You don't want somebody using that coupon and abusing it for a commercial purpose. So I believe it was either 4 or it was 5 paint cans in size. I don't remember the gallons were.
Their council contract.
Well,
we already
well,
waited.
antifreeze is oil and 26, discussion on permitting the fee schedule for selling home grown vegetable at citizens' home.
This is my fault. I had a citizen call me and asked me if her kids could sell watermelons. And they wanted to make sure they could sell watermelons, and then another citizen wanted to make sure they could sell the tomatoes they were growing. Well, I thought that was a great idea, there's a lot of gardens in town, and I come from an area where that's what people do. When I looked into it though, I was told they need a peddler's fee. Well, anybody who's ever grown tomatoes knows that if you're growing tomatoes, there's no profit, you're doing it because you love doing it and you wanna give something fresh to your community. But to pay $65 or $85 on a peddler's permit for 1 week is making it to where our community does not have access to fresh fruit and vegetables. And I think that that's something that we need to have very clear. If people are growing gardens or watermelons and it's on their property. I'm not talking about a vendor coming in and sitting on the corner. I'm talking about it's on your property, you're selling them. And we have several people over the years that do sell watermelons in the yard. I wanna make sure they're doing it correctly and they know exactly what the fee is. And so I brought it to our city attorney, who said he would look at it, and he read it, that we already had it that way. So I'm gonna make sure we have clarification, and if it's not clear, that we have it clear tonight, or that we amend it as we need to.
And now I'll jump in here. I think after conversation with Mr. Benson, and he'll have to jump in here afterward, but I think the way the ordinance is that if someone is growing vegetables in their own yard and you're selling, I grow tomatoes and I got a surplus of tomatoes and I wanna sell it to someone, there's no charge for me selling it out of my home, or at my home. But if I go to Crest and buy 25 pounds of tomatoes and come bring it back to oneself, that's where the fee comes into, and I believe that's how it goes. Am I getting it right?
No. Well, please. No, we'll get to it address. We can put an exception for homegrown vegetables and set a fee for that, $5, $0.
I thought $5 a season, $5 every 6 months.
All we have to do is put an exception for homegrown vegetables and set the fee for that at.
I just wanna make sure that we're clear though, that I'm not gonna have some citizen calling me and saying, I'm being written a ticket because I'm selling watermelons out of my yard that I didn't grow specifically in this yard. I picked them up at my other place on another farm. To me, if you're selling fruit on your property, whether it comes from Crest or not, it's your land, you're paying property taxes on it. You're taking all the risks by bringing that into our community, so as long as you're selling fruit and vegetables on your property, that to me is where that ought to be the end. We're not talking about commercial corners or commercial lots.
We're talking about homegrown.
Homegrown.
Fee of $5.
Like $5 to sell your own,
Per year.
so you're gonna charge, but you're gonna charge, wait.
Well, please.
Hold on, let me drop back here. Hold on. Let me go back to my original statement. If you look at the definition of peddlers, peddler includes the terms hawker, huckster, and means any person, whether a resident of this city or not, who travels by foot or by any other type of conveyance from place to place, from house to house, or from street to street, carrying, conveying, or transporting goods, wares, or merchandise of whatsoever nature, offering. And it's supposed to be the same for sale, or who, without traveling from place to place, sells or offers the same for sale from any vehicle or conveyance or any other public street or thoroughfare. It's talking about traveling from place to place, selling.
Right, that's the etymology, head, feet, means you're gonna travel, you're right, yeah.
And so that doesn't mean if I'm at my house, I'm not traveling from anywhere. I'm at my house.
We agree.
I own, so I think we need to have an exception there, or any or have a fee there, because I'm not peddling anything, I'm not going from place to place. It says going from place to place, it says, I'm at my house, I'm
Right.
selling this from my house, I'm
Right.
selling my fruit, I'm selling my vegetables,
Right,
I'm not peddling anything.
right.
It says going from place to
From
place.
place to place, right. I think it came up, Mayor, because, as she stated at the beginning, there was a citizen that wanted to sell their own, some watermelon and some fruit, and they were told that they would have to get a, what's that, whatever, a permit to do it. So, in your reading that, that's exactly right, that's how I read it, that's how it reads, so.
Our city attorney is saying exactly what you did,
Yes.
but code enforcement felt it was different, that's why it's on the agenda tonight. So the citizen didn't get a ticket, they didn't sell the watermelons, they decided to wait, because they wanted to follow the process.
Right. So thank you, Mayor, yes.
There is somewhere in our ordinance, I can't mistake where it is, but there is a difference between selling fruit and garage sales.
Right. Yeah, they have to do the garage, I
Right,
think
right,
that's a garage
right,
sale permit, right?
right, but I'm saying, there should be no fee, and Ray, you go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is going from place to place,
Right.
selling it.
Right, absolutely.
And I'm,
You're absolutely right, this is a whole new
Quiet,
garage
please.
sale section,
right.
but we don't have an intersection for homegrown.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying.
For homegrown vegetables, we need to make a clarification for that.
Exactly, and set a fee, whatever you think you might want. Zero fee,
Well, I said was zero, I was told there had to be a permit, so I'm perfectly happy if we can keep it the way it is, and if you need to add a word so that it doesn't come back up again, and I never have a citizen with a ticket issue for selling watermelons in their yard, I'm perfectly happy with that.
I believe there is an ordinance that talk about it, but it just says something about if you're selling your own stuff, and I'm really gonna paraphrase this really ugly.